talk about what you've been seeing out of your team in practice, first of all.
Growth continued. We have a lot of growth coming, and a lot more to do. So it's young. There's a lot of youth, a lot of newcomers this year. We lost a lot. So it's been a daily process, not a grind, but just a daily process in terms of getting better. And we have a long way to go, but there's been a lot that's happened up to this point. And so that I guess that would be probably the most emphasized word in our locker room right now is growth.
You lost a lot of seniors with some really interesting experience because they'd been through a couple of not so great seasons. They also went to the World Series and all that. But then you have players back like Colin Neville, who was one of your best hitters, also your first baseman. Talk about some of the guys you have coming back and how you need them to step up just a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it's hard to ask Colin to do more than what he did last year. I guess I did. He gave a speech at the first pitch banquet. That was probably different for his personality because he's a quieter kid. But between him, Justin Graffrow, John Fairchild, all very quiet leaders, quiet producers for us. Honestly, for us, I don't think stepping up is something that we're going to ask him to do, but we are going to ask him to maintain and hold everybody else to a similar standard that they hold themselves to. In terms of the youth that we do have here and in the inexperience, those guys showing them the way by doing what they've done on a daily basis in the classroom, on the practice field, and in games will be crucial. And they're good people. I think they attract those guys and help them live in that environment. And at this point, they're doing it. So it's now when the bullets are live and the games are real. How does everybody that hasn't been through it react, and what does Colin, what does Justin, what does John, what are the Elijah, what are the other experienced guys do to help them through that process?
You also had a couple of really standout freshmen last year, like Eric Webb. What do you think that they learned in that first year that hopefully they can keep continuing on throughout the next couple of years?
I think Webb learned for he mentioned to everybody. I think the first 3 or 4 games he said everything was spinning. He didn't know, and I think he's learned that experience and learned what it feels like to have that happen. I think he was also pretty successful in managing himself over that, and I think he can probably do as much or more than anybody in terms of helping the other younger guys prepare for that and get over those hurdles when they appear. But he needs to continue to develop. I think if anybody sits and rests on their laurels in terms of what the last year was, they're making a mistake. And Webb knows, and I think is motivated to do a little bit better, than he did last year. And if we're able to get that out of him, and along with the seniors that we just mentioned, I think that'll be a good start in what we need.
The holes you do have to fill on the field, what's the competition looking like to fill those spots?
There's a lot of it. I think the major holes, I believe, are D'Amico leaving, Burns leaving, Taylor Ross leaving. So there's a lot of stuff's on the mound, and the competition there is deep and it's fierce, I guess, if you want to use that word. And it's young, so there's a lot of young guys vying for those positions. So instead of filling a senior with a junior, you're filling a senior with a freshman. Jonathan Sprinkle, Colin Jones, Mason Green, Dimitri Frank has shown really good as of late, and a lot of guys. So I think the competition for us, again with our growth, needs to remain. We're probably going to have to do it a little bit different than we did in years past with the pitching staff and how we stack guys. So I believe that we'll spread the load out a little bit more between more people as opposed to having a few shoulder the load. So the competition needs to remain, where it is right now because more people will see time with the ball.
We all know how hard MIAA baseball is. We talk about it every year. But what in these first couple games or these first lots of games where you get to play either region opponents or just other opponents, what are some things that you need to learn out of kind of this first little swing of the season before you have to just dig into MIAA play?
I think with the depth of our team, we need to learn roles. I think there, as you spread out the distribution of responsibility, everybody has to learn how important their role is, regardless of the size, and how to play it. And I think there's a difference in preparation. I think there's a difference in the amount of time and reps that they take at a certain position. I think for the young ones that we've mentioned, that the speed of the game will have to respond and react to quickly. You know, the Webb's head spinning last year is going to happen to 4, 5, 6 guys this year, and we're going to need to get over that quickly. And then they're going to need to learn how to exist in their roles and succeed in them for us to have success. And that part of it will probably be different for all of us, from myself included. You know, the changes will be made, you know, in games, whereas before you could kind of roll with a relatively similar lineup. And I don't believe that'll be the case this year. So in the first, you know, I guess what would it be, like 8 to 12 games, we'll be working on that. I guess that lineup change, the way that we're going to manipulate our lineup and our changes to help benefit our team the most. And so learning how to do that, all of us, from myself all the way down, will probably be what we're looking to find out.